Late one afternoon, Steve Oldale, a construction worker from Glasgow, had an unusual experience on Schiehallion, known locally as the Fairy Hill.
It was 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. It started getting kind of remarkable, and out of this blue sky, a kind of wisp of cloud came across, and I think gauze-like, I think, would describe it. You could easily see through it, but it kind of sort of drifted in. And so I was watching that, thinking, that's nice, enjoying the scenery, and then a very small amount of dew vapor sort of came down from that. You could just see that sort of tiny drops. With the sun behind me, Schiehallion before me, it cast a rainbow sort of right over Schiehallion. I was like, yes, it's wonderful. I felt privileged to be there. I thought, this is good. There's a stream between me and the mountain, probably about the same distance away as this stream here, about 100 yards perhaps at the most. And I was kind of tinkling away. And I started to hear it as music, as, I suppose what you'd term as fairy music, kind of Irish harp music, or sort of some Scottish music of some kind, sort of stuff. And I was kind of almost enraptured, I suppose, thinking, what a lucky person I am, being here now. And on the edge of my vision, the kind of lower vision, I was kind of looking up at the mountain. Kind of down here at the bottom, I kind of caught a movement with my eye, looked down, and there's this small guy, a wee fellow, I suppose you'd call him, be about 4 foot high. But what it's about is rolling my shadow up, is at my head. It's about halfway down the head. Yeah? It's kind of got it into a tube about so big. It's very busy, business-like, rolling away at my head, and then kind of lower down. I saw it. He kind of looked at me, and then his eyes dropped. My shadow's quite long, 40 yards or whatever, but I could perceive that he kind of looked down at my feet. And I looked down to my feet, and there was his female counterpart, a pair of silver shears. You wouldn't call them scissors, really, sort of like sheep shears or something like that, old-fashioned things. And she's working away around my toe, sort of cutting the shadow off at my toe. My sensation was this, like, what? What's going on here? This is outrageous. I kind of looked back at him and kind of checked the scene out, and then I just sort of went, oi! It's just like that, oi. And he looked at her, and she looked at him, and poof, it was gone. Just gone. I sort of looked around, did anybody else see that? There's nobody for miles. My sensation was like astonishment, but not angry, not frightened or fearsome or anything like that. It was just, cheeky wee bastards, really, I suppose, is what I thought, yeah.
And what did they, do you remember what they looked like? Do you have any detail?
Oh, yeah, great. The nearest thing I've seen to them is these bog people they dug up in the Netherlands with a really tanned skin. Their skin was kind of, really like that. They weren't bearded. There was some facial hair. The one being closer, I could see the facial hair on her, and that was substantial, if you like, but not what you'd call bearded. Filthy, I'm a builder, my hands get dirty, but these fingernails were, they were seriously in bad shape. Could do with a wash. The clothes were all made of leather of some kind of like chamois leather. Small hats, kind of sewed together quite crudely. Kind of a smock tied round the middle with some kind of fabric underneath it. And equally manky, equally sort of covered in, not covered in muck, but like sort of seeped, deeply ingrained. Yeah, as if they'd sort of come out of the bog. But they were dry, they weren't wet as if they'd come out of a bog, but, as if they'd been stained by a bog. The bog people that really sums them up for me, visually, even down to the wizened sort of skin. No, I don't think they were trying to do me any favours. It doesn't seem like a favour to somebody to take your shadow away. It sounds like death of some kind, or insanity. Permanent insanity is what I would imagine if they took your shadow. It'd be some kind of crazy thing locked up in a cell somewhere. So I don't really feel that I owe them any favours. And, perhaps, people should know about this. There's all kinds of possibilities for people. And if there are creatures from another that can just disappear and appear at will, and mess about with our lives, tinker with my life. I think people should be aware of this. Yeah. Not that it seems to happen to many people, but it is a possibility. It is a possibility. And, I don't think people should close their minds to it. Having said that, having my mind open to it, I've many times tried to recreate, the kind of feeling I've wandered through the hills in a lackadaisical fashion, waiting for something like this to happen again. But nothing, drawn a blank every time. I've seen rainbows, I've heard streams, but I've never heard, like that music. I've never seen a cloud appear from out of a blue sky from nowhere and, produce a rainbow to entrance me. But I would like it to happen again. I'd like some more, like encounter, just to see what they're about.